Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good day. Wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this, I hope you are good. So guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are doing good. We're getting back into the swing of things over here. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the last couple of videos. Today, we are going to do a reading that I'm sure will drag some of us, if not all of us. This is going to be what you need to hear so you can move on from this person. Now, I don't know who this is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be romance. I don't know if it's going to be a friend. I don't know if it's going to be a family member, but I do know that if you were called to watch this, the person that you have on your mind, the person that you can't close the chapter on, the person where you're hesitating to, pull the plug or make that final decision to walk away from it, this is going to be what you need to hear so you can move on once and for all, okay? I don't typically like to do love readings for the collective because you guys know everybody loves love readings and they love to see what are they thinking. Are they thinking of me? They love that. And I don't really like to kind of pine after the girls that's looking for a love reading. I don't like to take advantage of the girls' emotions, but I do think that this is a read that we all need to hear. I think this is definitely a very good read, and I think this has been a year for sure of walking away from friends, romance, relationships that haven't been serving you, even networking, possibilities where you've had to say, okay, this isn't the right job or position or partner for me. So across the board, we've really been having to think about the connections that we make and take it seriously, maybe a lot more serious than we used to. If you've made a lot of friends just because, if you were eager to kind of get out and start to network and get around people again after the pandemic, like a lot of us were, and you made some friends just because y'all were in the same place at the same time, you're going to be really recognizing now that those things aren't serving you anymore. And it can be difficult to stand up for yourself, and it can be difficult to tell someone we can't be in each other's lives anymore because you're not right for me. It can seem like you think you too much, you doing too much, you're being dramatic. I want to ease all of those fears and just shed some light into why you're having to walk away and what you need to know about this situation so you can feel good walking away. Walking away is one thing, but walking away and feeling good about it, that's what we need, okay? That's the goal. You want to walk away and feel good about the decision that you made. So let's go ahead and get into the tea, guys. As always, we're going to pull the spread as we're on here. I have been really loving using my Ethereal Visions tarot deck. A couple of you guys have been asking me different questions about adding in oracle cards or, different things like that. The oracle cards will be back, but I love the space that I'm in. And I don't know about y'all, but the reads are still reading. Okay, the reads are still reading, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys that have been, oh no, I just bent my first card. Oh no. I appreciate you guys that have been enjoying these tarot messages, but don't fret. If you're fretting, I don't know why you would fret, but don't fret because we are going to be adding, some oracle cards back into the mix. But I did want to kind of consolidate the tools that I'm using. So I really love this deck, and I'm definitely looking forward to, expanding in the future. But let's go ahead and get into this spread. If you guys are interested in an end of year reading to see, what you can expect as you're stepping into the next year and what you need to know before this year wraps up, you can check down below. I'm doing those for $33.33. So you can get you an end of year reading. Of course, I'm still doing my releasing sessions. Those are really good for the end of the year. And if you wanted to do the new you course, the 30-day course that you take on your own to become a new version of you, you could step into that. You can also step into the 90-day plan. I have a lot of services that are really, really good for the end of the year. So get on the website and get into the tea. Let's go ahead and get started with this reading. What do you need to know? The Two of Swords. Okay, gag. So what you need to know, you don't even want to accept. So let's just get right into the drag. Are y'all ready? I hope you guys are, because I'm so ready. I love to get dragged, you guys know. So you already know the tea. You already know that this person is a mess. You know that this is a mess. You know it's been a mess. But for whatever reason, you're in denial. I don't know why you've been in denial. Maybe because you love them. You don't want to let them go. But this is a mess. And you know it's a mess. So you need to see the tea for what it is. The Four of Swords. Stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to fix it and just take your hands off of it. If you take your hands off the steering wheel and the train turns into a train wreck, the train goes off the tracks, then that's, a sign that you might want to take a step back, And this is not to say that any relationship you're in, no matter who's in your life, you should be able to completely abandon the relationship and they'll still be there. I have to be specific with the things that I'm telling y'all because y'all know how people like to I got to be specific. So that's not to say that you should test people by taking your love or your effort away. But y'all know the tea. Stop doing the most. You know the tea, okay? You know that when you are carrying a relationship, carrying a friendship, and you know for a fact, if you stop hitting them up, they're going to stop hitting you up. If you stop forgiving them and showing up for them and saying yes and forgiving and compromising, if you stop doing that, then the relationship will fall apart, because you're the one that's keeping it together. Is it that type of relationship? If it is, then give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. That's why you can't really it's difficult to stand on a choice when you're still putting in the effort to keep something going, because you can't ever really take a step back to look at it because you're right in it. So for whatever reason, what you're doing feels good. It's maintaining the relationship. Even if it isn't what you need at the end of the day, you're still putting in that effort. And, the way that we get energy returned back to us is not always positive. You can put in positive effort and get negative energy returned to you because you knew better. And that's just the balance of that energy, So it's very possible that we're pouring in a lot to some people, and maybe they're turning it towards other people. They could be using it to become a better friend of everybody but you. They could be using it to treat everybody better except for you. They could be using it to have a conversation with everybody except for you. But, are you benefiting from the work that you're putting in? That's really what this Four of Swords is talking about. This rest, this energy of getting grounded. That's when you're able to really be secure in a relationship, when even on your bad days, you'll still be able to show up and get the things that you need there. But with the Two of Swords, this is just a clear message of being in denial, so you should feel good about leaving this in the past and moving on. We also have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords. You've been robbed. You've been robbed. There's somebody in your house. There's a stranger in your house. You've been robbed, okay? So because you've been robbed, maybe that's why you're not wanting to just face the fact that you've been cleaned out, because maybe you feel silly. Do you feel embarrassed? Do you feel silly and embarrassed that you were taken advantage of? Don't be. It happens to the best of us. Don't be. It happens to the best of us, okay? Don't be. And please don't allow yourself feeling silly to make you stay longer, hoping that they become a better person to you. Sometimes we do that. If we know that we've held somebody down, it can make us want to hold on because eventually we feel like they're going to get better. And also, what you do when you hold somebody down? You develop an emotional connection to them being better. You're not just holding them down because you love them and you're just there with them through a bad moment. You're holding them down with the expectation that one day they'll get better and be better to you and for you. Okay, so when you are wanting to see someone make a full circle moment and finally give you what you've been asking for and begging for, the thing that you feel will maybe make all of your effort worth something, make it worth something that you've been robbed. Sometimes there's nothing that someone can give you to make it right what they've done to you. Okay, maybe if they even become a better person, it won't be enough. Maybe that's the tea. Maybe that's what y'all need to hear. Stop trying to feel like you have to feel good about somebody and walk away. Sometimes you're going to feel bad and walk away. Sometimes it's okay to walk away and feel bad. Sometimes you're not going to get the peace that you want in a relationship. You're walking away for a reason. So sometimes you literally just have to walk away. You can't always make your peace and feel like you have what you like. Sometimes you're going to leave feeling like you've been robbed. Sometimes that feeling of being robbed isn't going to go away. Sometimes it's still going to be there, and it may still haunt you, and it may make you not want to love the same in the future. Hello, that's what happens when we give our gifts to people that don't deserve our gifts. It happens to the best of us, and I say that to say, don't make it seem like this relationship, this friendship, this thing that you're having to let go of is just such, it's not the biggest L in the world, or the biggest flop in the world. It happens to the best of us. If you're a healer, if you're someone that's supposed to spread your healing energy and your gifts, you're going to go through knowing who to give it to and who not to give it to. So this is what we need to know. And because we have all of these swords, y'all need to do this quick. Wrap this up quick, okay? Because we have all these swords. Swords talks about things happening in seconds, in mere moments, in days, okay? Wrap this up right now. There's no reason for this to still be going on. Wrap this up, wrap it up. Maybe make peace with how much someone has taken from you. Do you know how much someone's taken from you? Maybe that's why we also have this energy of denial that came up first with the Two of Swords. Like, are you even accepting how much this person has taken from you? Are you even accepting how down bad they really are and how embarrassed you felt and how much they've taken from you? Do you know that, or are you still making excuses for them? The Three of Cups. Get rid of this, okay? Who cares? This is nothing. And the reason I'm saying is because the Three of Cups is like, but it's so much fun when we're together. and we have a great time. And the good times are really, really, really matter. Do they though? Do they? I understand that they do. And excuse me, girl, because I'm one of those people, I don't know what it is, but the good will never outweigh the bad. Okay? The bad is bad. The bad is a problem. The good cannot outweigh the bad. All right? We need to recognize that the good is not outweighing the bad. Those good times that you having, you've been robbed. I mean, who cares if somebody has a good time with you if they rob you blind before you wake up after the party? There's nothing to clean up because they've cleaned house. Okay? And understand that you maybe see yourself in this person, and that maybe this person has maybe been in your life for a long time. And when you guys first met, it was just perfect. But somewhere along the line, somebody outgrew somebody. Somewhere along the line, something was not giving. And maybe there's parts of you that aren't perfect. I mean, we're not perfect. There's reasons why we still can connect with people that are unhealthy, because there's parts of us that are unhealthy. So maybe this is also, a sign to say, also look within yourself and see, why do you still feel so connected to this person? If you so ready to walk away from them, why do you still feel so closely connected to them, to where you feel like you relate to them? You feel like you're one of them, like you belong with them, like you feel like they're a good match for you. Why do you still feel like this person is a good match for you? Why do you still feel like they're a good match? Why do you still feel like they're a good match? We have the Three of Wands. Let me pull a few more cards. The Three of Wands. And we have the Eight of Cups. Let me know the zodiac sign of this person. I want to get into y'all's tea. Who is the sign? What's the sign of this person? So we have the Three of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So the Three of Wands, moving forward on a new journey, trying something different, moving forward, feeling better, looking better, having more clarity, having more understanding, knowing how you want to move, knowing where you want to go. Also with the Eight of Cups, this is also about doing things differently emotionally, making changes that are going to really benefit you later down the line. So we have an opportunity here to make a new start. We have the opportunity here to take a new path that's going to lead us down beautiful, beautiful roads. And we have the chance to say, I'm not dealing with this in the future. Guess what? You're going to have more friends. You're going to find new love. You're going to make new connections. This isn't the end, and it doesn't have to be. If anything, this is just the beginning, and it's showing you what you don't need, what you don't deserve, what isn't enough for you. Thank God. Isn't that a good thing? Isn't it good to know what's not enough? Isn't it good to know what's not enough? Isn't it good to know that you deserve better? Isn't it good to know that there's better around the corner? Isn't it good to know? Just isn't it good to know? Isn't it good to know? Isn't it good to know? Okay, guys, I want to pause here and just kind of get into what we've gotten into already before I continue to drag. I hope you guys have been enjoying the drag. But again, we started with the Two of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. I remind you to take a step back and ask yourself, what would happen if I stopped putting all of my effort into saving this? What would happen? And it's not about what would happen. You've already started to pull your effort back. So you really just need to commit to it. You've already stopped talking to this person that much. You've already stopped maybe saying yes. You've already started, just kind of getting a little distant. Maybe you should just kind of see what it looks like to fully let yourself rest and understand that you can't continue to move forward in this. Sometimes that's what we need to do. Sometimes we can't play the fence. And because of the Seven of Swords, this person has really played you. This person has really taken advantage. Maybe they're not doing it right now in your face, but they've really done some stuff and you've accepted some foolishness from this person. You've been robbed blind. They done had a good time with you, laughed and kikied, and when you went to sleep, after y'all done partied all night, they robbed your house and they literally left and they took pictures of you and it's going to be on Instagram in the morning. Like, this is not really a trustworthy person or a good situation for you. And if you are who and how I think you are, you have such a deep connection with this person, you probably let people play with you on a regular basis. Or maybe you used to do it in the past. I hope that ain't too much. Don't blame me. Blame the Lord. This is coming straight from above. But you saying no to this person and cutting this off is going to mean so much more for you, because you need to stop letting people do this to you in general. You need to stop turning a blind eye when people show you that they can't be trusted. And you need to stop putting the good times that you have above you not being respected and you not getting what you need. Also, you don't need to feel like you have to settle for those types of relationships. You need to know if you cut those relationships off, you're going to grow into better relationships that are going to serve you better. You can't move forward and learn from the past while you're still in those spaces, pouring into them and letting them treat you that way. You have to step in something different. You have to start over. We have the Tower, destruction, things falling apart only so they can be put back together. Okay, so there's no way that this is going to be able to continue to go on. You know, I would say you need to, I mean, you watching this because you know you're supposed to cut this person off. You know you're supposed to let them go. You know what I'm saying? So the Tower is just, you know, signifying the start of something new, the start of something beautiful, the start of something powerful that is going to really, you know, kind of mark a new beginning, a new start, a new path, a new journey for you, a new way of handling things where you're going to be putting you first and be doing things differently. And like I said, this relationship is very, very symbolic. This is a big, big relationship. For some of us, this is a friend we've had for a long time, a partner you've had for a long time, or just a partner in general. You know, romance, honey, it don't matter if you've been with them for 2 weeks or 20 years. If you in it, you feel very, very deeply. So this could be someone that you really, really like, even a crush that you really, really have, and you know that this person isn't good for you. It could even be a friend that turned into a romantic partner, and now you're going to lose the friend and the romance. And it's like, okay, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to have a bigger gap in my life, or what am I going to do without this person? And, you know, I've been in spaces where I've had bad friends or friends that I know I didn't need to have in my life. And I would literally ask myself, like, who am I going to hang out with if I can't hang out with them? Who am I going to see if I can't see them? Like, I do this with this person. I do this with this person. I do this with this person. What am I going to do without them? And you know what I did? I just figured it out. I know what I didn't do. I didn't die. I didn't perish. Nothing that bad happened, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to be fine. I mean, I understand how it feels to really think like, what am I going to do without this person? That's a realistic thought. That doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're doing too much. If you love someone, of course, it's difficult to envision your life without them. But you know better, okay? This is not nobody that you need to keep in your life, please, okay? This is not one of those situations where it's like, what am I going to do without them? And you fight for their love. This needs to be done, okay? This is not one of those reasons. This needs to be done. This needs to be done. This is your encouragement to let you leave this person alone. This is what you need to hear so you can really feel good about walking away. We have the King of Swords. Y'all better stop playing. The swords are not playing with y'all. The swords. This is, okay, the King of Swords. Cut this person off, and you having such a hard time cutting them off because they don't want to be cut off. So you're going to have to cut them off, and they're going to think you're doing the most. They're probably going to be dramatic. They're probably going to be telling people, oh my God, you heard what they did. It might not be a clean cut off because the King of Swords says, I have to do what I want to do no matter what. The King of Swords is about you needing to trust your judgment 100%, not let yourself be manipulated, not let yourself be played with and disrespected. Like, this is not going to just be an easy thing where they're going to be like, oh my God, yes, I haven't been giving you what you need. I'm so sorry. I don't deserve you. I'm going to leave you in peace. Child, please. This is not going to be like that. And maybe you know that, and maybe that's why you've been like, oh my God, do I really have to do this? I don't have the bandwidth to cut this person off right now. I understand. Going through a breakup, friendship breakup, romance breakup, cutting anybody off is a draining thing. It's difficult, especially when it's this type of person. They're going to want to go back and forth with you. They may think you playing at first, but you have to stand on business. You have to stand on business, and you have to know that you're not being told to do anything just because. Like, the stuff that you're being told to do, the stuff you're being called to do is quite literally what you need to do to get to the next level. We have the Three of Wands. You know, this is about preparing you for the next level. This is not no BS that you can just be like, oh, you know, if anything, you've kept this person around long enough and they've just overstayed their welcome, because it doesn't always immediately get to the point where you have to cut somebody off or else. I feel like now you're at the point where you need to leave this person alone or else. And it's not like, you know, you're going to get struck by lightning or nothing like bad luck. It's like, the real bad luck is you missing opportunity. The real bad luck is you not knowing how to shake your anxiety and depression, and not having energy, and not being hopeful, and not having faith, and not having a good mood, and not having energy, and not knowing why. But every time you talk to this person, they bring you down, they talking about you, and they making you insecure. That's the bad luck. You know, if anything, the spiral is just going to keep going and going and going. And you're going to be more and more disappointed because you're going to have bigger things to lose. You're going to have bigger things that this person is going to miss out on. You're going to have bigger opportunities for this person to show up for you, and they're going to let you down. Like, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And, you know, you've already dealt with enough. You've already dealt with enough. This person has already taken enough from you. And you should feel like that. How much is too much for somebody to take from you until you're like, okay, enough is enough. Maybe you should ask yourself that question. I'm sorry, guys. I know this probably feels like I'm giving you black eyes and punching you in your stomach. I'm really, really sorry. But I mean, how much is too much? You've really given a lot. So, how much is too much? Don't be mad at me. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Let's grab another one. Do we have another queen? Or just another nurturing feminine energy, maybe? The Five of Pentacles. Ooh. Nurturing, I think, is accurate. So let's get into the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, okay? Very, very important. The Queen of Pentacles, you know, this is the energy of, and with the Five of Pentacles, this is about being in a space where you have the tools, you have the resources, and it's not going to work. You know, like, even if you have the tools and the resources, if you don't have the right perspective, the right mindset, if you're not in a space where you're ready to receive what someone's trying to give you, it's pointless. You know, the Queen of Pentacles says, this person got you thinking that you maybe not a good friend or not a good partner. This person has you thinking that maybe you don't deserve connection, or this person has you thinking that, you know, you don't know what you feel, or you don't know what you bring to the table. Like, you know, you don't want to be in a space where you're second guessing yourself and you're doubting yourself, because this Five of Pentacles is all about poverty, where our lack mindset has us in this loop where we feel like we don't have anything, but we really are in a space where there's resources and support for us if we know right where to look. So you already have the ability to be resourceful, to do the work, to know yourself, to trust yourself, to think of a plan, to execute, to get it done, to make adjustments. You already have the ability to do that. That's already something you're gifted in. But being around these types of people, because they have a lack mindset, and also because they make you second guess and question what you bring to the table, it could definitely, you know, like I said, the bad luck that we're talking about, it could cause you to second guess what you're bringing to the table. It could cause you to maybe say, well, maybe I'm not as such and such as I thought I was. Maybe I'm not who I thought. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't do that. And it might not be a direct thing. It might not be like where someone, you know, verbally tells you, you can't do this. But it may be, you know, after being around them, your energy is drained. Or, you know, they call you on the phone and they trauma dump. Or, you know, you have to be around them and see them disrespect certain people in their life. And that, you know, really, really affects you. Or when you're down on your luck, you can't call on this person, so your issues never get dealt with. And you're just trying your best to deal with everything on your own. There are so many ways that having someone close to you, and the gag is, this is somebody that's close to you. You love them. You don't want to let them go. So it's not like it doesn't matter or it doesn't affect you. And that's something else that y'all need to stop thinking. Stop thinking that a relationship don't affect you. Why do you think this doesn't affect you? Why? I mean, this is absolutely affecting you. Don't think that you're too good that a relationship can't affect you. And I mean, I've done this before too, honey, where I felt like, oh, it don't matter that they messed up, that they broken, that they crazy, that they this, that they this, that don't matter. That ain't gonna affect me. Why? What makes me think I'm too good where I can lie down with dogs all day and night and never get up with fleas? Who the fuck am I? I absolutely am going to start feeling just like y'all. That's just how it is. Like, when you're around people, either they're going to get like you or you're going to get like them. Okay, that's some generational wisdom for you. You know, you're going to get like them or they're going to get like you. And, you know, I would say that I've been in different types of friendships. I've been in friendships where you lack faith in yourself and I start lacking faith in myself. And I've been in situations where I'm doing certain things and feeling good and doing this, and somebody's inspired to do those things as well. Or they're doing great things. I'm inspired by them. You know, it's everybody. And also I've been in spaces where somebody's having a bad day and we're able to come together, feel better, and move forward, where I'm feeling better and now so are they. Like, it's not to say that every day is going to be perfect in relationships. Sometimes you are going to have to pick somebody up when they're down. Sometimes you are going to have to listen to complaints. Sometimes you are going to have to listen to negativity. But this is not that type of relationship, and you know that. I feel like we've been trying to explain, like, oh, well, relationships are going to be this and this is going to be this. Stop making excuses for somebody that can't give you what you need and somebody that's that rob you blind. I can't get over them robbing you blind. And robbing you blind is basically playing you in your face. Like, robbing you blind is a blatant disrespect, blatantly disregarding you, knowing that you prioritize your time, knowing that you want respect, knowing that you want a good friend out of them and they don't care because they dealing with this, or knowing that your birthday is coming up and it's important to you and they don't make that extra effort. You know, we see all the time online, people talking about their spouses not going the extra mile, or people saying that, oh, their parents never went the extra mile for them, so they do it for their kids, or their best friend did this for their birthday dinner. Honey, we've seen all of it. So there's so many different spaces where you will show up for someone and want to be there, and then it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. And I think, and the reason energies of friendship keep coming to me is because I think friendship is a big, big, big part of these connections. You know, even romantic relationships that don't work out, I think a big part of friendships or connections in general faltering is because people just don't know how to be your friend at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you know, you need a friend at the core of most relationships. You know, there needs to be friendship. There needs to be camaraderie. There needs to be, you know, sisterhood, brotherhood, like that type of bond outside of intimacy, outside of romance. Like there needs to be a kinship between you and the people in your life. And a lot of people might only want you for certain things, but it's not because of the companionship that they get from you. You know, it's not valuable enough to them for them to not hurt you in certain ways or cross certain boundaries with you, which is a huge red flag, because camaraderie and friendship is invaluable. It's invaluable. You know, when it comes down to it, the friends that you have in your life, your friends are the people that carry you decade after decade after decade. And you are very blessed if you're able to have a friend in your partner as well. But a lot of people have been married for a bunch of years, and guess what? Their friends are a core part of their relationship. And if they didn't have their friends, their relationship probably wouldn't even work, because their friends help pick up the pieces when that partner is acting a fool. A lot of people struggle to find true kinship in partners, family relationships, even in their friendships. So I think that the biggest thing here, especially because you guys are so giving, you give. I think that this person not being able to be a real friend to you at the end of the day, I think that's kind of what really is. That's kind of why it really isn't working, because they can't be a friend to you. They can't be your friend. This is not somebody that you can count on when you're down. This is not somebody that in your worst, at your lowest, at your snotty nosed, at your most vulnerable, this is not them. This is not them. And I'm not saying that they won't be there. They may be there. They may physically be there. They may make you feel a little bit better, but you're not going to get what you need from them. You're not going to get what you need from them. They may be there for you and not think anything of it. They may be there for you and not think that means that they should be there for you in other spaces. You know, the type of support that we need, the type of connection that we need is so deep and important. And it does require a lot from people. I think it requires a lot to be a good friend, to show up, and to even be a good lover, even to just be a friend with benefits. I mean, any type of relationship you have with somebody, if you like them and they like you and y'all want to be around each other, you have to be respectful. You have to be kind. You have to show up. You have to be cautious of what they need. You have to be mindful of them. You have to respect their time and their energy and their money and their body and their space and their privacy. You have to care about what they have going on. You have to remember to check in with them as they check in with you. You have to support them in their endeavors. You know, these are basic things that we require or that we look for in people. And, you know, I don't think people that love you and want to show up for you will ever see it as a job or a chore. And I think the real issue here also in not having friendship is having people where they have to use every part of their fucking brain to show up for you. Now, I'm not saying that it should just be effortless. You should be thinking and strategizing about how to show up for the people in your life. Like, you should keep in mind what they have going on. You should challenge yourself to say, okay, wait, this person has this going on. Let me make sure I say this or ask this or bring this up. Like, you should be doing that, but it also should feel rewarding. It should feel good. It shouldn't feel like, oh my God, how the hell am I going to have to support them? It shouldn't feel that way. And, you know, we should be mindful of what feels that way and what doesn't. And we should feel good and confident about being mindful of that. You know, be mindful of what you need. Be mindful of what you need and what you don't need, and feel good about knowing that and feel good about enforcing it, you know? Let's go ahead and wrap this word up, guys. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I hope this wasn't too hard on y'all. I really, really hope it wasn't. You know, again, this is a message, whatever you need to hear so you can finally let this person go, so you can feel good letting this person go, so you can just trust that you're making the right choice. You know that it's time, and you know you're doing the right thing. All right, guys, let's get into our last three cards. So we have the Ace of Wands here. We have Justice, and we have Strength as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. the Ace of Wands, a new beginning, you know, starting something new, starting something fresh. We also have the Three of Wands. So at any time, you can remove things that don't serve you and say, this is what I want now moving forward. I think it's the most beautiful thing. You know, my best friend that I have in Dallas is a young woman that I met. And I remember the first time I met her, I had in my mind, like, I'm going to keep in mind what kind of friend I want and what kind of friend I want to be from day one. All of the other friends that I've met them when I just was tolerating anything, accepting anything. So naturally, those friendships didn't work. So this was an opportunity for me to create a friendship in my truth from the very beginning. And there's a lot of power in that, because from jump, and of course, we're best friends from jump. We've respected each other. We've supported each other. It's been very, very clear what I want, what she wants. And I think knowing yourself and going through these types of situations that you guys are going through allows you to really, really get what you want. And you can't get what you want and maintain the type of friendships and connections and love you want if you aren't able to learn some things about how to ask for what you need, about how to show up for people, about how to do that, you know, very intricate dance, because everybody needs something different. But it's so, so, so important to just, you know, feel good about getting what you want and asking what you want, instead of being like, oh man, it's just too much, or just kind of sitting back and seeing what somebody gives you. Time is up for just sitting back and seeing what kind of friend somebody wants to be to you. Say what you want. Let it be known what you want, what you're looking for, what you're expecting in love and in friendship. And I think it is a very, very beautiful thing to see yourself getting what you want in love across the board. It's very, very beautiful, very, very powerful. And, you know, I encourage all of us to follow that Ace of Wands energy and start a new thing, start something fresh, where from jump, you're being honest, you're being vulnerable, you're challenging yourself to really do the work in a relationship. Also with justice, you know, making sure you're getting what you need. You have the opportunity to create your boundaries from day one and let it be known from day one. So you're going to be in a position of power. You're already in a position of power right now, but it's only going to get stronger as you move forward. Continue to trust yourself. And this is about you getting what you need and getting what you deserve 110%. Like, relationships are going to be very, 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 you know, it's going to be a lot more beneficial for you. You're going to feel better walking away from it. You're going to feel better while you're in it. Afterwards, it's going to be a completely different experience for you because of the work that you're putting in. And we have strength. A reminder that you can do it, and that you're strong, and that you can do it. You can do hard things. You can have hard conversations. You can call people out. People cannot agree with what you have to say. People can't agree with what you have to say. But guess what? You're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. None of those things mean that you're going to be left alone forever. You'll never be left alone. God got you, baby. You ain't going to be left alone. You're more than okay. You're more than taken care of. Know that, trust that, believe that, have faith in that, and feel good about this next season that you're stepping into. So yeah. Thank you guys for tapping in. Okay, this was a tea, what you need to hear if you're ready to let this person go. That was a tea. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. Get your end of the year reading. Get your releasing session. Get your spirit sync 90-day plan. Get into all of the tea. I love you guys. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for being here as always, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys. Bless.